I'm trying to outline a plan for investing this year. I have about 100K to put towards picking up a distressed property, probably residential. I am considering Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. What are the different types of real estate auctions available to me? And what are your recommendations? In these auctions, is there any way to do any due diligence before bidding?
Okay, so you're in Florida, Clint, you're in Florida, Florida, right? He's in Florida?
He's in Florida, yeah.
So why go outside Florida? First of all, if you have 100,000 you want to invest it. My question to you is, have you done basic due diligence on three things? Yourself, like Socrates said, know thyself. Have you done due diligence on yourself? Is this something you want to do? Do you have time for it? Do you have the energy for it? Do you have good credit to do something like this? Have you actually thought about how familiar you are with certain markets, what experience you have? I mean, all this you need to think about. And what end result do you want? Do you want to cash flow? Do you want to be flipping? Do you have tolerance for risk? What if you get stuck? Do you have different plans? So number one, know yourself. Number two, know others. Who are you going to be dealing with? Do you have contractors if you need to rehab things? Do you have brokers if you need to resell it? Do you want to? Do you have a cash buyers list that maybe you can do wholesaling? Okay, number three, if you know yourself and you know others, do you know the market? Do you know what the stable point of comparison? For example, do you know the comps? Have you focused on an area, focused on a type, understand the values? And that's why I suggest you always look at your own backyard. And the stable point you can compare it to is like, for example, people tell me I have 100,000, I don't have time to work it that hard, it's not gonna make me that much. And if if I make 8,000 a year on this steady, it will be good. Well, what if you make 10,000? Will that be better? Yeah. Well, how much time and effort are you going to spend to make that 10 or 15%? Are you better off? You can put it in my fund at 6%. So you're getting 500 a month until you finish something else or until you sell something and have more cash, etc. I mean, compared to something. So I'm going to show you what if you actually, I'm not crazy about auctions in the beginning, but I'm going to tell you where you can find good deals, which something shouldn't be new to you. But understand this first. I'm going to show you a website. Understand this first. There are 4 levels to money, spending money or investing the money. The first level, understand this very well, because it's going to tell you how money works, psychology of money, if you will. The first level is your own money being invested or spent on yourself. That's like the highest level. Why? Because you're very careful how you're going to spend the money. That's your own money spent on yourself. Second level is your money being spent on somebody else. So you're going to invite them to dinner, you're going to invite them to this. You're going to be very careful that you don't spend too much, that there is a reward there, that you're compensating them for something. Second level, it's your money spent on somebody else. Third level, somebody else's money spent on you. Let's say your employer say, you can have lunch, you can have dinner on me. You're going to spend a little bit more, but you're going to be careful what to eat, what to do. It's somebody else's money, so you want the most is being spent on you. The fourth level, which is the lowest level, is somebody else's money being spent on others. Somebody else's money being spent on others. That lowest level is government. That's government work. It's somebody else's money being spent on other things. So who do you think is a motivated seller when there are properties that are not good? Government foreclosures. So you Google government foreclosures and you find things like, let me see here, I think I capped it. Actually, remember, just minutes when we were setting up, I told you I'm minimizing this HUD foreclosure, for instance. So let me pull it here on the screen. And here is, for example, the website, hudhomes.gov. Anything.gov, you got people sitting, it's somebody else's money, it's the government's money, which is the lowest care, but highest supervision. You don't try to play games with the government. Okay, but nobody gives a hoot, right? We print money. Let's fish that. We have more debt, print some more, print another trillion. What's another trillion between friends, right? So government's money, because they gave HUD housing urban development, foreclosed, and now they are listing these homes and they want to sell them. So you go to government foreclosures, you choose the HUD division, United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, and I chose Florida. If you put, let's say, county, Orange County, city, Orlando, nothing will pop up. I can play with it in front of you, nothing will pop up. So you put the whole state, because there aren't that many foreclosures yet. Because remember, I told you, the problems will happen in 2023. As you see the problems, the problems will really start in May. People tell me, okay, good, so I can start buying in June. No, let me tell you, I'm not Nostradamus here. I'm not trying to predict the future. I'm just telling you based on statistical studies. The market is going to start declining in May. And that doesn't mean anything. You can find something below market and sell up market. You can find something with added value. You can buy something and make cash flow. But let's just stick with this. So you got 100K. So you're going to see, by the way, when it has this arrow down, you see price reduced. Is the screen pretty clear for you guys? Can you see it? Okay. Yep. This one is a new listing. So you find things like this, and let's see something a little bit more expensive. I like the more expensive ones. Ocala, Florida, Ocala, Marion County. Okay, so I want to look at this one. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. I know you have 100 only, but let's just play with it for a second. So you're going to click on it, and it's going to show you the property, which looks nice. Okay, I mean, decent. 600,000. We're going to check the comps here in a second. It looks okay. It looks pretty nice. All right, so acceptable. So now the question is, am I buying it for equity? Am I going to buy it to flip it? Am I going to just put it under contract, try to assign it? Oh, but this government, they're not going to allow you to assign because it's going to be in the contract. You should put it under a trust and then change the beneficiary. I'm telling you all the ways to do it. Or will you buy it and rent it? And how much should you make the offer? Total room 7, built in 1995. Oh, there is a homeowner association fee because this is the Ocala Country Club or something like this, right? Isn't there something like that here? Amenities, addendums, property listing disclosures, property condition report. Okay, I mean, they've done a lot of work here. Look at this. It's pretty interesting. But then, so let's take the property address. Okay, here it is. Okay, let's just copy and let's go to Zillow. I don't know if I can keep it all connected. If I can go just Zillow for fun. Okay, this how I move this to the side. I can't even get to the top part of the screen. Okay, yeah, here you go. Let's see if I can open a new one. Okay, let me go here 1 second. You guys still see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. I have to move so many things around. Let's open new one. Let's go to Zillow. And then we're gonna put that address right here, paste. And we're gonna see what will come up. I'm doing it with you. So, oh, here it is. Okay. 626. And what was it for sale for? The same price. You see? So it's foreclosure.
We can't see your screen.
Oh, you can see my screen? Sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Well, we can only see the HUD.gov screen at the moment.
Okay. Let me see here.
At least that's what I
Yeah,
see.
you're right. Okay, you see here now?
Yes.
Put it on Zillow. Thank you. And we can see that on Zillow, it shows 626,000. It's in foreclosure. And it shows that it has a $143 homeowner association fee now available for investors or owner occupants. Country Club of Ocala, 4-bedroom, 3 bathrooms. Here is the broker, but it's owned by the government. Now we know it's government, so there is huge opportunity to lowball them on the offer. So it has actually better photos than what we saw on the other one. Oh my gosh, it even has a pool. It's interesting. So now the key thing is, well, what are the comps? Okay. So now we need to see a little bit of history here. Okay, so you see the history here. You want 2020 prices. 2020, so that property, I'd make an offer around 400K. You see, you want to go 2020 prices right here, 400K. All right. So they bought it in 2021 for $200,000. Heck, you make an offer at 300K, it may even be considered. Very interesting. All right. So let's look here. Sorry, bear with me for a second. Problem with comps is all over the place in these places. Oh no, this is going to California. Okay, so right here. Give me a second. Okay, let me expand this. Okay, and on Zillow, you're able to, it's not showing now, but actually you should be able to, it defaults to it.
Cherif, you have to go to get out of this listing, and then you go to the main map. And when you're at the main map, that's where you can zoom in to the comps around.
Okay.
So if you close out this listing
and go to Zillow?
Yeah, hit X over there on the right-hand side.
On the right hand, okay.
Yeah. And then
okay, here.
Zoom into that 626 on the map. Right.
Yes,
But don't click on it.
Oh,
don't click on it. Just zoom in.
Yes.
There you go. Now you're going to be able to see the comps if you zoom in more.
Okay.
I hope.
Yes.
You're getting close. There you go.
756 across the street, 655. Of course, that has to be an anomaly. 111. John Doe sold it to his daughter. 586. So that neighborhood is, you could see it's pretty nice. And then you can just lowball an offer and you say 300,000. And they come back to you and say it's ridiculous, but we'll go to 5. And you come back and say, I'll go 400. So if this is where you live or you're an hour away, you drive there and you got the idea. Basically, to go back to what we're doing, I'm just going to go back to this screen here, the website itself. Okay. Sorry, because I have so many screens open and then I have the video on the side. So, okay. So if we go back here and look for something cheaper, and then I'm going to give you another approach to it. Something cheaper, this one, obviously 99,000 must be a mobile home park. It's a mobile home, okay? See this one, manufactured home, 99, but I'm not going to live in it. If I make an offer, I do same analysis and I find out the area is about 100 because they're going to list them at the market, okay? And what we do is we're going to lowball them. So we put it at 40. If they accept 50 and we put it for sale at 70, you make $20,000. It doesn't sell right away. You can say, I'll carry up to 20,000. You sell it, get your cash back out and carry financing on 20,000 secured and you get cash flow. And when you sell and carry financing, you don't pay taxes even though you just flipped it because you have what's called unrealized gains. I used to do that in the 90s, like 1998, 1999. I would all the way to like 2002 or so, market was very hot. 2001, when we had the terrorist attack, I would just buy, sell, and carry the financing. Buy at 400, sell at 500, carry 100,000 financing, 6%, 7% interest, and I'd get income on these. And when the terrorist attack happened and everything slowed down, all these people that owed me money called me and said, I'm going to refinance because the interest rate went down because Bush just dropped interest rate and put money in the market to spruce up the economy. So I got paid off on all this good stuff. And then I had a lot of cash to buy properties. And from 2002 to the rest of my life has been incredible because of simple strategies early on. You build a good base and then you build on it as you continue. So you can literally, let's just say you're very lazy, okay? But you got the idea, okay? And laziness is good if you're smart, by the way, because the whole idea of life is to have a condition of power, which is minimum effort, maximum results, right? You look at the dog when you're standing, he sits. When you sit, he sleeps. That's how he preserves his power. But as soon as you grab the ball, full energy, jumping over the couch to play. Why? He's preserved his energy. If you're going to spend all your energy looking for houses, by the time you're supposed to make an offer, you're exasperated. So let's say you're lazy and you're smart. You take this and you just flood the market with 100,000 or stuff that's up to 150 and make them offer at 50 cents on the dollar. Sooner or later, one of them is going to be like, okay, take it. By the way, I did that in what was the year? 2013. And there was a property, an entire floor, 2.1 million for sale by the government in a place called Atorrey, Puerto Rico. It was owned by an European bank and they went out. So the government foreclosed. I guess they gave a loan to the bank. The bank just went out of business. So what happened is I just bought it at $1 million. They wanted 2.1. I made the offer at 900,000. They came back $1.2 million, which I couldn't believe how low it was. So I came back with $1 million, willing to close immediately. Here is the cash, here is proof of funds, let's close. And we closed at $1 million. Turned around and sold it for a lot more. I tried to lease it, it just wouldn't lease. Market was not good at all. And then right next door, an entire bank went out of business. Western Bank was a whole like 11 floor buildings. And still I came out making money. It was like mind-boggling. Anyway, so this could be a way for you to play. I mean, you don't lose anything. You get it at 50 cents on the dollar. You've seen Zillow. You've seen what's going on. You do some more due diligence, but you got the idea. You see the street. You see things. I mean, we have everything online. I mean, I used to start real estate when I had to look at the penny saver. I had to drive around to see properties and there was no GPS. And by the way, I still use the GPS to get to my home. This is my new home here. I've been here like 90 days. I still use the GPS to get home. Anyway, so so you could see that there are hundreds and hundreds, and this is just Florida. Who doesn't like Florida, right? And then if you keep checking it every day, I mean, Panama City, how can you go wrong? They just dropped the price. Are they motivated? They dropped it. They're negotiating with themselves. They're dropping it by themselves. So you find something, look at this one, Panama City, boom, acceptable, acceptable, acceptable. You know, people tell me, oh, I do wholesaling. I got to call motivated seller. Who is more motivated than the government? It's not their money. They don't care. They just want to finish. See, the government is not an individual. See, like people say, oh, isn't the government responsible for the poor? The individuals are. We should do something. We should, honor Section 8. We should help. We should donate money, etc. The government is nothing more than individuals. So the individual in charge of this just want to move on inventory as they anticipate a continued decline through the rest of 23, 24, and probably a small recovery in 25 until we get back to the norm, because it's cyclical. It's always cyclical. Okay, went off on a tangent here, but I think this will answer a couple other questions.